Hey guys, it's Kaz here, aka Cats and Camera, and today I'm going to be talking about some TV shows that have LGBT representation. Now, there were a lot of shows I could have put in here, but I've tried to narrow it down a little bit, so I'm sure all of you guys have seen other shows that also have representation in, but here's just a list of a few that I came up with. The first one is Please Like Me. This is an Australian show and it follows our main character Josh, who on the first episode gets dumped by his girlfriend because she thinks he's gay, and this kind of reality check makes him think, oh yeah, I am. This is a really good show. It's 4 seasons long and it follows a whole host of characters. We've got Josh, we've got his best friend and roommate Tom, and his ex-girlfriend Claire, and his family as well. We've got his mum and his dad's new girlfriend, and there's a whole host of different things going on. It is a drama, but it's also really funny. I suppose it kind of depends on what your humour is, because it's really sarcastic and really dry wit. I think some people probably wouldn't find it funny, but if you like that sort of humour then you will really enjoy it. Along with obviously the sexuality aspect of it, there is also a lot of talk of mental illness throughout the whole of the 4 series, which is really great, so you should definitely check it out because of that. We have bipolar characters, we have characters with anxiety, we follow a bunch of different characters in a hospital where Josh's mum has to attend for a while because she is somebody who has bipolar. And it's just really well written and you should definitely check it out. I know that Please Like Me is on Amazon Prime Video. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but if you have Amazon Prime Video then all 4 seasons are up on there. The next show I'm going to talk about is something that everybody probably hears about all the time, and that is Scam. This is a Norwegian TV show where every series it follows a different main character and has their sort of storyline, but all of the characters are woven together in each series as well. This is also a show that has 4 seasons, but it's season 3 that follows Isaac and him coming to terms with his sexuality. Now, this show is really cool the way it's filmed. It's got all characters that are actually the age that they're trying to portray pretty much. We have characters without makeup on, we have spots and blemishes showing, we have characters dressed normally and they wear the same stuff all the time like people do, rather than having an outfit change every episode like a lot of shows do. But everyone is pretty much a typical teenager. And also it was put out real time. Obviously you're not going to be able to experience it that now because it's over, unfortunately, but each episode or each clip of an episode would be put out at the time that it happened in real life. So if something happened at school it would be up at 10:30. If something happened at a party it would be up at 11 at night. And also they would put texts and Instagram posts and all this other things about the characters and from the characters, so it was as if you were living the real life. But anyway, Isaac's love interest in this is Evan, and in season 4 we get confirmation that Evan is pan. He mentions it, he wears a pan badge, so pan representation. Next up I'm going to talk about The Fosters. This is an American TV show. I've not actually seen the most recent season or the most recent couple of seasons, but the first few I did watch and it was good, so obviously I'm recommending it. So in this show we follow a family, the Fosters family. We have the heads of the household, Steph and Lena, who are a lesbian couple, and we follow all their kids. We have a biological kid of Steph from a previous marriage, and then we have a bunch of adopted kids as well. And in this show, obviously, along with there being a lesbian main couple, one of the kids is Jude, who is coming to terms with his sexuality and being gay. Also in season, I don't know if it's the first or second season, we also meet a trans character played by a trans actor, so that's always great. And throughout we meet different people on the spectrum. Also, Steph's white and Lena's black, so we also get that representation as well. Next up, if family dramas aren't your thing, then Spartacus. This is a show obviously about Spartacus, and honestly, if you think Game of Thrones has a lot of sex and nudity and violence in, then don't watch Spartacus, because it has more of all of those things. In each series there are different same-sex relationships going on, but when we meet Agron in the 3rd series, that's kind of where the main storyline of a gay relationship happens. It's really weird the way the series are set out, because the 1st series is Spartacus, and then the 2nd series is a prequel to the 1st series. So the 3rd series starts off where the 1st series finished, and that's when we meet, well, that's when the relationship of the 2 gay characters kind of starts. But yeah, this has got a lot of violence in, a lot of nudity, like I said, more than Game of Thrones, so if that's not your thing then don't check this out. But if you do enjoy violence and weapons and fighting for freedom, then check out Spartacus. This one is on Netflix, or at least it's on the UK Netflix again, so if you're from here you can watch it there. Next up we have Hit the Floor, which is an American drama about basketball. This one is so over the top with the drama, like a lot of American dramas are. But in here we get a relationship between a gay guy and a bisexual guy. Bisexual representation. He does mention that he likes girls and boys. Even after he gets with the boy, he still's adamant, no, I like both, I'm not gay. Which is nice, because a lot of the time someone's straight and then they're gay if they become in a relationship. So, bi representation there. The relationship is with a basketball player and his coach, so there's all that sort of drama when people find out. But it's a really good relationship between those two. I feel like their relationship kind of grounds the show, because everything else is really over the top and really sort of crazy going on. Theirs is like the most normal bit of the show. Next we have In the Flesh. This is a English TV show about zombies. I bet you weren't expecting that on this sort of list. So in this show, the sort of a cure has been found for zombies. So rather than being these just crazy eating flesh monsters, they have this injection every day, and they're said to have PDS, which is partially deceased syndrome. So it's a really cool concept, I think. And with this they have to put makeup on to make their skin not pale, and they have to wear contacts so they don't have the crazy dead eyes. But yeah, I definitely think it's a really cool concept. And in this we follow our main character Kieran, who suffers from PDS, and it kind of shows the sort of stigma that being different has, whether it's a different sexuality or a different religion or a different race, because a lot of the people in his small town are really against anyone that has PDS. So it's kind of a play on sort of homophobia or Islamophobia, but in a zombie way. But Kieran is gay. This is opened up and explored a little bit in the 1st series, but the 2nd series is when it becomes more of a prominent feature. But you should definitely check this show out. It's really different, it's really unique, but it's definitely a great watch. Next up, another one that I'm sure everybody knows about, and that is Shameless US. I know it's weird, because normally if American remakes something that's English, it's not very good. I'm looking at you, Skins. But the American version of Shameless I think is really good. The UK version is kind of more over the top and humorous, whereas the American version is kind of more drama-y and serious, even though it does have its humorous parts. But I really enjoy the Ian and Mickey relationship on the American version. So of course we have Ian, who is part of the Gallagher brood, which is who we follow in Shameless, this big family of loads of kids and the dad. And Ian is coming to terms with his sexuality, first of all by sleeping with one of the local shopkeepers, but then after a while he sort of starts this thing with the local bad boy, I guess, Mickey, who is from a family of pretty rough and angry people. So of course he very much needs to hide his sexuality and be very aggressive and manly to show that he's part of that family. And just moving back to the UK version, in the UK version Mickey's very much a comedic character. He's really over the top. He has a pink limousine. It's really silly, but I really enjoy the storyline of the American Mickey, because the way he comes from season 1 to season 5, his arc is absolutely brilliant, so you should definitely check it out if you've not already. Next, I just mentioned it a minute ago, and that is Skins, which is an English TV show set in Bristol where it follows the sixth form students, a group of them. Each generation has 2 series, so the first lot of characters are on 2 series, the second lot of characters have 2 series, and the third lot of characters have 2 series, as it follows their 2 years in sixth form. Now this is a great show, not only because of the different sexualities it has. It does have gay characters and lesbian characters, and it also has characters that are sexually fluid and have always been with men but then want to go with women, stuff like that. On top of this, we also have mental illness, we have race, we have religion, we have anorexia, we have autism. There's a lot of things discussed. Death in families and friends and how that affects people. There's pretty much a bit for everyone. We have African immigrant, we have Muslim characters. It's just a really great TV show and you should definitely check it out. This again is on Netflix, at least it is in the UK. I think all of the seasons are on Netflix, so you should definitely check it out. Next up we have Faking It, which is an American TV show. This I think was on MTV, so it's really over the top and sometimes cheesy and sometimes just really silly, but it also deals with quite a few different things. This is based around our main 2 characters, Karma and Amy, who go to this school that's really liberal and really open about different sexualities and different people. And they feel kind of outside, so they have a pretend relationship between them so they can kind of be accepted. It's kind of a flip on the normal school situation. And after this happens, Amy kind of realises that she isn't just joking and she does have feelings for her best friend Karma, and the whole series is her kind of coming to terms with her sexuality, whether she's a lesbian, whether she's bisexual, whether she just likes certain people at certain times. We also have gay characters and also Amy's sister-in-law, I guess, because her parent and her sister's parents have got together, is intersex, and that is something you hardly ever see on TV shows, so definitely a big thumbs up for the inclusion of an intersex character. Now the last 3 sort of recommendations are things that you're probably not going to be able to watch the whole TV show of. You're probably going to have to just watch just these characters, bits of it, which is kind of annoying because it's good to watch the whole thing, but a couple of them are European and don't actually have any subtitles anywhere, and the other one is a soap opera, so watching it all would take years and years and years. But anyway, let's just jump into it. So the first one, the soap opera I'm going to talk about. I don't really watch soaps as a thing, the whole thing, but the only thing I do watch is Aaron Livesey / Dingle's storyline. This is a character from Emmerdale, which is a UK soap. Again, I don't think I've ever actually watched a full Emmerdale episode, but Danny Miller, who plays Aaron, is absolutely phenomenal acting. He's wasted on a soap really, but at the same time I love Aaron's character, so I'm glad he stayed. So Aaron, from the first time we meet him, you can actually watch the whole storyline on YouTube if you search for it. Aaron Livesey at the beginning, and then he becomes Aaron Dingle because he changes his name to his mum's last name. But when we first see him come back, played by Danny Miller rather than a different actor, he's very much a chav, really angry, really annoyed all the time, really sarcastic and dry and hates everything. But he starts to open up a little bit, and we realise that a lot of his aggression and angst is because he's dealing with his sexuality and he doesn't want to be gay. So his storyline goes through a lot of ups and downs. To be honest, mostly downs. Genuinely, I think the producers or the director saw Danny Miller crying once and then thought, right, Aaron's never allowed to be happy because this guy is amazing at crying. Seriously, it's so emotional. They're just so good at being sad, which is a pretty weird thing to say. But yeah, we go through a lot of things. We go through him crushing on his best friend. We go through him dealing with coming out. He also deals with self-harm, so if that's something that you can't watch again, probably not the best to watch. He tries to commit suicide. He cuts. He also has to deal with a lot of really heavy topics, such as his first proper boyfriend is in a car accident, and we have an assisted suicide storyline. We have an affair storyline with him and another guy who is getting married and is in a straight relationship. We have some really harsh and horrible topics to do with his dad and how his dad used to abuse him as a kid, and he has to deal with being in prison. This all sounds like horrible things, but there are some upsides. Definitely check the story out from the beginning. It's something that's really interesting to watch and it will make you cry. The next one is a Spanish show. I can't pronounce this, so I'm just going to put this here. But it basically translates as physics or chemistry. But this is a sort of Spanish teen drama, I guess, where we follow this group of kids at school and all their different things happening in their life, relationships and friendships and family life and stuff like that. And the sort of gay storyline in it is we follow Fur, who is sort of openly gay, I think, and we follow David, who isn't openly gay. He's just sort of this boisterous person, and they kiss at one point, and then it becomes this thing of accepting who you are and coming of age and stuff like that. And then they're in a relationship, and it's kind of cute. There's the ups and downs, turbulence again, splitting up and getting back together. You know how it is when you're a teenager. But this one, I think it's genuinely, the whole series is nowhere on the internet with subtitles. So if you can read Spanish, you can probably find the whole series. But if you need English subtitles, then there are bits and pieces and most of the storyline on YouTube and stuff, so you can probably check it out. And last but not least, this is another one that I'm not going to try and pronounce because I know I'll do it wrong, so I'm just going to put it here. But it basically translates as Forbidden Love, and this is a German soap which revolves around these different families and their businesses and their life and relationships. You know how it is for soaps. But in this one, we see Ollie, who is, again, he's openly gay. He comes back from being away and he becomes a roommate to a guy and a girl. The guy is Christian, who is not very comfortable with Ollie being there because of him being gay. And over the course of a little while, they sort of become friends, and then Christian starts to gather feelings for him. It does take quite a while for this storyline to get in, which I think is good, because a lot of the time you see storylines like this and 10 minutes in, all of a sudden they're together. But this one does take a while to progress. There's some really nice and cute moments. We have Christian trying to become a boxer, and there's a whole storyline with him and all the people at the boxing gym who are quite homophobic. There's a lot of other things going on with their work and where they live and new roommates and stuff, but throughout the whole of this there's a lot of nice scenes between the two of them. So yeah, there's my list. Obviously there are a lot of things on here that I haven't mentioned. I haven't mentioned Orange is the New Black or Barracuda or How to Get Away with Murder or Shadowhunters, or there are so many different TV shows that could have gone in here. Comment down below any of your picks for TV shows that have LGBT representation in them. Maybe I'll find something that I haven't seen. If this is your first video by me, then please check out some of the other ones. And if you enjoy those, then please subscribe, that would be awesome. Anyway guys, I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye.